the summer winds down and the kids head back to school, it's important to be prepared with a first aid kit to take care of the cuts and scrapes that come with whatever life or your kids throws your way. Experts say preparedness is key for families, and here to help is mom blogger Jeanette Kaplan, who's teaming up with Band-Aid brand to help you build your own first aid kit. Welcome to the show, Jeanette.
Thanks so much, Aubrey.
So you're a mom, I'm a mom, but I want to hear what is the one thing you recommend parents do to get ready for the new school year?
Well, with so many changes in protocol, it's more important than ever that parents be prepared for whatever the new school year might bring. And that includes prepping your first aid kit essentials and checking that everything's up to date and replenished.
So how do we do that? When I think about a first aid kit, I'm thinking about, throwing a few Band-Aids, maybe some, ointment or antiseptic. But how do we make our own first aid kit?
Well, you're on the right track for sure. But I'm a big fan of Band-Aid brand's annual Build Your Own First Aid Kit promotion exclusively at Target, because that way you can customize it to fit your lifestyle. Like, I've created kits for my car. I have one in the bathroom upstairs. I have one in the kitchen. And now I'm making my son's college going away first aid kit with all the essentials because it's so important to be prepared for anything life throws at you.
All right, so what are the first things that you recommend we put in those kits?
Okay, the first thing, Band-Aid brand Skin Flex bandages in assorted sizes, because cuts and scrapes come in all different shapes and forms. Also, first aid hurt-free antiseptic wash treatment, and Neosporin 24-hour infection protection pain relief ointment. So that way you can clean, treat, and protect any boo-boos, any cuts, any scrapes. You're ready for them.
Jeanette, let me tell you, last night we went through about 3 or 4 Band-Aids with my son before we found the one that fit just right. So I can definitely co-sign that you need a variety, and you need many, because if your kids are anything like mine, they go through more than a few Band-Aids when they get any of those bumps and bruises. What are some other first aid items we should consider putting in there to really personalize it?
Well, there are many things that we can do, right? First thing is always check that you're stocked up on those bandages that you need, right? Next, keep them in one place. That's why I'm a huge fan of buying 3 products and getting the bag for free. You get this beautiful, stylish, colorful bag in which you can keep all your first aid items in one place. And it's trendy, right? So that way it brings style to the first aid aisle. I always also include Benadryl Extra Strength Itch Stopping Anti-Itch Cream, because it provides relief to minor pains and the itchiness associated with end of summer bug bites. So I always include that also in my first aid kit.
That itch cream is key, because in my house, again, aside from the Band-Aids, we do get those bug bites and they're like itching it, and I'm just stop. So I do think that's a good idea to include that itch cream. Any other advice for, the kids that are going back to in-person class?
I know, and it's so hard sometimes to keep on top of all the recommendations. So work with your school as a team. Follow their guidelines and keep up the hand washing. It is so important year long. So just make a note of that, and also follow any doctor and pediatrician recommendations, because they also want to keep your kids healthy.
Jeanette, you mentioned you have a few different kits that you keep around the house, and like you said, you sent your son off with one. Do you keep all of your kits the same, or do you put different things in each one?
Oh, I have different things in each kit depending on the use, right? For example, the one in the kitchen, I have more stuff for cuts and scrapes, just because those are the things that I tend to use it. So the Neosporin is super important, gauze, and tape as well. In my son's, I'm including a thermometer, and tweezers and other stuff that he might have not thought of. So that way, just customize each kit, and remember to go through your kits at least once a year to make sure everything is up to date, and that you replenish any bandages that maybe your child already used up.
And any final thoughts on, really how to make your kit work for you?
Oh, your kit, just first of all, make sure that you know where to find everything. That's why I love keeping these bags. They're so colorful, so trendy, that I can find them in an instant, right? And that way I know. And if you will be including a kit in each child's gym bag, for example, if they're student athletes, you can label them with your name. That's a very useful tip. And please don't forget to be prepared for any emergencies because we cannot plan for them, but we can be prepared.
I love these tips, and yeah, you can never have too much first aid on hand because you never know when you're going to need it. To DIY your own first aid kit, you can visit Target.com.